morning, Griff. Yeah, this is the scene where one of the missiles got through the air defenses and struck in the middle of Ramat Gan. It's a neighborhood here in Tel Aviv. As I step out of the way, I can tell you it's kind of a modernized both residential and business area. And what you're looking at now is pretty much the center of the impact. I'm told by Magen David Adom EMT that one of the missiles did make a direct hit on a building here. And what you're looking at is a lot of the damage from the shrapnel and the force of the blast as it went through this modernized neighborhood. Remarkably, you talk about 35 people who were injured. Those injuries are mostly minor. We've got 6 serious injuries, and it's quite dramatic the fact that there aren't more casualties because of these massive missiles that are crashing down, and that's largely because Israelis are respecting the warnings and heading to the bomb shelters. Now, there was also a missile that hit in the area of Tel Aviv in a town called, or a neighborhood, I should say, called Halom. That is an older residential area, and again, you have dramatically minimized casualties given the force of the impact of that missile that made it through the defenses. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, as you mentioned, got to social media, and he said that the tyrants in Iran, that Israel will exact the full price from the tyrants in Iran. The defense minister, Isreal, made this statement that the attacks or the air campaign in Iran will only intensify. Had a conversation with an IDF spokesman this morning, pressed him on what that means, and he says Israel has been picking targets in Iran for decades.
Well, this is an ongoing operation, and our goals are very clear: to remove these existential threats from the civilian of Israel. And we're seeing this is a preview. This morning, we saw a preview of what could happen if we let Iran keep going this way. And their goal was to have thousands and thousands of these ballistic missiles on Israeli civilians, and on top of that, nuclear weapons.
Now, to the south of here is the town of Beersheba. In Beersheba is the Soroka Hospital. That hospital took a direct hit from an Iranian missile overnight. A few reasons that the casualties were minimized there. The Soroka Hospital is within rocket range of the Gaza Strip. That means for more than a decade now, they have been fortifying and reinforcing that hospital to take rocket strikes. That minimized the damage, and also just by chance last night, the decision was made to draw down the patients and staff in the old surgical building that was hit. So again, casualties are minimal. Now, Israeli fighter jets were active in the skies over Iran overnight. They hit a weapons production facility, according to the IDF, in the area of Natanz. Also, an old reactor that was inactive, a heavy water reactor in the town of Arak, not to be confused with Iraq, the country, A-R-A-K. Griff, back to you.
Hey, Mike, just real quick. These are not considered dumb bombs. They're not these ballistic missiles that just go in the vicinity. They seem to have targets, which makes one believe what they were targeting a hospital.
Well, according to the Iranian news agencies, what they were targeting was an Israeli intelligence and military base that was very near the hospital. But yeah, when you say missile, that means something you can aim. A rocket is usually, flying pipe bomb.
Right.
Got it.
Thank you so much.
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews at